Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about chapter 2. Your last class was the live class, and that is about data structure, the complete explanation and definitions and their operations that was available in chapter 1 for whole data structure. Now, in that, we studied about simple data structure. Which data structure? Simple data structure. In that simple data structure, we first study about array, and second was structure. Now, chapter 2 is about to array. And last time I discussed the definition of array is that array is a finite set of orders that represent in a single variable name. And our book also says that an array is a finite ordered collection of homogeneous means same type. Homogeneous means same type or single type of elements, data elements, which are stored in contiguous memory location. Means continuously we are storing a data that has only single type in a single variable, that is called array. Student, many times we discuss that array has two types. One is one dimensional and second is multi-dimensional. An array which has only one subscript, that is one dimensional, and more than one, generally we are having two subscript, then this is called two dimensional. But if we are having more than two, then this is called multi-dimensional array. Array name will be single, but it has three subscript, so it is multi-dimensional array. So one dimensional and multi-dimensional array, two types of array are available. First we will discuss about the single dimension array, or generally we call it one dimensional array. First, let's see the definition. A list of elements given in one variable name, which has only one subscript. Subscript means such type of array declaration box that is in square bracket, that is called subscript or dimension. So this is also called a dimension. It is one dimension, it is three dimensions. Okay. So a list of elements given in one variable name which has only one subscript or dimension is called one dimensional array. And for one dimensional array we are having a diagram here like 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 boxes are there, and these 4 boxes index number is 0, then 1, then 1, 2 and then 3. You know that array always goes to n minus 1, but it start from 0. So 0 to n minus 1. And here you can see that one 0 to 3 means total number of elements are 4. Now the student, how to declare a one dimensional array? The declaration of 1D array is based on different data types. Data types you already studied. Character, that has only alphabets, that we can define as single quotation or double quotation. Then second is integers, that is pure numbers 1, 2, 3 like that numbers, which does not has any fractional point or decimal point. Then we are having float. Generally, this is called floating point decimal number. So, number which has decimal point, which comes under floating point decimal number. So, three major data types are there. First one is character, second one is integer, and third one is float. And based on these data types, we are having three array. First array is height, means it will take 50% height, but that type will be float. Second has group, it has 10 groups, their type is integer. And third is has name, a name has minimum 10 characters because their type is character. How to declare a 1D array? So it is very simple. First we will write the data type, generally called the type or D type. Second is name of variable. So this is the data type and this is name of variable. So second is name of variable, and third is in the square bracket we are giving the size of array, and this is the size of array. So three things, major things are there. First we will give the type, means data type. Second we will give the name of array like height, and third is size of array. D type, name of array, and size of array. Like the declaration, I am explaining here that thing. Integer is the data type. So this is D type or type. The number is the name of array, and in square bracket the 5 is that, so this is called size. Clear? So a variable declaration or a array declaration has three parts: their data types, their name, and their size. Such type of declaration is called static declaration, or we can say compile time declaration. That we will study in the next point. Now student, one example is here that a variable that has 5 elements in 5 space reserved for computer. What is the name of array? Number. What was the size? It's 5, because array goes to n-1 to 4 and 5 spaces are reserved by the number array. Now we can enter 5 elements in these 5 spaces. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. But first element will be on 0 index, like that one. The fifth element will be on 4th index. Now the student initialization. How to initialize 1D array? Initialization is giving a starting value of one dimensional array. We are having two methods to initialize the value. First method is compile time, and second method is run time. Compile time method is generally used while we are writing the program, and run time method is used while we are executing the program. That time we cannot remove the errors. Okay. So first we will discuss about the compile time 1D array. Compile time 1D array initialization. Again I am giving the structure here. Type means data type, name of array, their size. Now the new thing is here. In the curly braces we are giving the list of elements. Okay, and these list of elements will be according to the size of an array, and these we can initialize through an initialize operator. This is generally called single equal assignment operator. We are assigning the value of the elements of to the array. Means right side values will be defined to the left side variable or array name according to their size. Let's have an example. Integer is the type of this array. number is the name of this array, and its size is 5. Means we can enter 5 elements in this array. Only 5 elements, not 6 or not 7. Means we cannot enter more than 5. We can enter less than 5, but not more than 5. So here 35, 20, 40, 57 and 19. These are the 5 elements, and these 5 elements assigned to the number type of array, and the value of these elements are integer type. Okay. So in computer memory, it will store then number is the name, array name, on 0 index, on 1 index, 2 index, 3rd index, 4th index. Means in the last 5th element is 19 on 4th index, and first element is 35 on 0 index. So their index are 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. How we are initializing the elements, their index number will be initialized. So this is after initialization. Now our second point is runtime initialization. Runtime initialization means this is the time to execute the execution of instruction. So it takes the inputs from user at the time of running of program, running, or we can say execution of the program. While we are using Control F9, that time we are using running of the program, execution of the program. Student, we are having the example here. I am having integer type array, and one variable is I. Array name is X. Okay, this is declaration. This is the declaration of array. While we are using data type and giving array name and size, then this is called declaration. Either the array or any variable. Now student, I am having a for loop. In this for loop, I initialize 0 to the I, and I will goes to less than 10, means 0 to 9, and I always plus plus, means first 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9. Total number of elements are 10. So plus 1 every time plus. Now here I am using scanf, means I am taking input, I am giving %d. This is the control string of integer. %d is the control string of integer. %f if the data type will be float. And this is ampersand, that represent the address, and this is the name of array X. Now because I has these 10 indexes, and these 10 indexes we are passing to the X. Okay, and we are going to print the X of I. While we are going to print X of I, that time whatever we inputted, that will be in the output. Suppose we give the input 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number of elements are 10. I said that we cannot enter more than 10 elements because our array size is 10. Array size is 10. So we are entering 10 elements 0 to 9. These are our input, and these inputs through scanf. Now directly I am printing them. Printf %d, %dg for integers, and X of I ko I am going to print them. Okay, so its output is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. These are 10 elements. You understand? So this is 1D array initialization, in runtime initialization and in compile time initialization. Now the next one is multi-dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.